whatever it is that you're looking to get into, my very first thing that I would tell anybody is to get you a mentor. I would say, hey, look at a couple people that's in the industry that you're in, that you're looking to get into, and be okay DMing them.
All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of the On the PRST Podcast. And this one's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm in Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
How you like the weather?
I don't like it, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't seen snow for like 3 years.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Living in LA, ain't no snow like that. I mean, you could drive to the snow.
But you from Boston, bro.
It's true, but I ain't seen it in like 3 years. Coming out here, I seen my breath. I seen some gray snow.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's cold. I haven't felt that in a while.
Nah.
But it was worth it, bro.
Yeah.
It was worth it. Flew in this morning.
Yeah.
I got to talk to my guy. And this guy's exceptional. So I want you to introduce yourself. But right before that, I want you guys to understand that on the PRST Podcast, we connect with entrepreneurs, movers, shakers, people that are making real impact and are doing really amazing things. And that's why I flew all the way out to Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense to me.
So tell the people who you are, what's going on, and then let's get down to it.
Let's get to it. My name is Dion. Like you said, I'm from Chicago, Windy City. It is cold here, so I'm in the process of potentially thinking about relocating myself. I like some warm weather too, man. You can't leave me up out of that. But I'm used to this weather. I've been here for a very long time, and this is where I grew up. Home is where the heart is, and so I'm passionate about my city and the people that are in it, and just being able to impact everybody. So what I do is I'm a mindset coach for one. I believe that anything that you do, you got to have your mindset together, right? You got to it's kind of like the concept of being able to think and grow rich, right? That is big, right? So I help people with their mindset. But my niche is financial literacy in regards to personal credit. Teach people how to get their personal credit together, how to monetize and leverage their personal credit, and then also too how to establish some form of business credit. Because we got a lot of entrepreneurs up on the rise now, right? And so a lot of people are lost, not really sure where to go and where to start in regards to getting business credit. How do I get that started? What does that look like, right? And so I help people understand business credit, how to get funding for $100K in less than 100 days, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
Right, you know what I mean? So that's big for people. And just really outside of that, teaching people how to, once they establish good credit, how to leverage that credit to really just live and enjoy the lifestyle that they deserve.
So first of all, a couple things. One, people need that.
They do.
They need that. So happy that you're delivering this message on this platform.
For sure.
Secondly, when you're ready to get really intimate with the people and you want them to really understand something that you're saying, talk right to your main camera.
I got you.
Get that eye contact so they can really feel it. Because I want them to feel it.
Right.
Like, y'all can't miss this.
Got you. I got you.
So what was your journey, man? So what actually got you into doing this? Why personal credit? Why business credit? Why are you passionate about helping entrepreneurs in this way? Yeah,
so like a little bit about me in regards to my story is how I got into credit and just get into the financial literacy is my entrepreneurial journey started with financial literacy in regards to I was doing life insurance and retirement planning.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how I started. But in order to get into my entrepreneurial journey and even get started in itself, I was able to do that by leveraging credit. And so I'm like, well, if I'm going to go in business and I'm going to be a business owner, I need some capital, right?
100%.
And so at that time, I didn't even really understand business credit or funding per se. I didn't know that was an option. I know that was available because even just like personal credit, nobody taught me how important personal credit was. And so I definitely didn't understand business credit. And so what I was able to do is I leveraged my personal credit cards. I had about 40K in personal lines of credit that I could potentially use. I had a Discover into Amex. And what I did was, as I started my entrepreneurial journey, after leaving my job, I leveraged $40,000 to continue to be able to live my life and invest it to get my business started. And so it kind of kept me afloat, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like my journey and what kind of helped me understand how important having good credit was, because if I didn't have good credit, I wouldn't have had those lines of credit and I wouldn't have been able to continue to, start my journey and then continue my journey and then be where I'm at now with, we talk about hundreds of thousands of lines of credit, personal and business.
So a couple of things stick out on me. You didn't say this directly, but it definitely resonated with me, right?
Gotcha,
So we're talking about credit.
Yep.
So what about people using debit? You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about leveraging.
Yep.
We're talking about, I mean, you said something amazing. You had you had that 40K that you was able to continue to leverage and continue to use.
Yep.
Right? But you're not able to really do that with debit.
Right.
So why should someone that's watching this right now stop using their debit card, you know what I'm saying, or receive some information as to why that's not, a habit that they should continue on using.
Gotcha.
And maybe they should either get a credit card or start using a credit card more than their debit card.
I mean, I got 3 very small points. And those points are, the reality is that with a debit card, you're putting your own capital at risk. That's the first thing. And what I mean by that is when we use our debit cards, that's essentially our money that's in the bank that we're using on a day-to-day basis, right? Right now, Brandon, if you lose your debit card and if I find it and I pick it up and I'm at the gas station and I swipe it and I go here and I swipe it and I'm essentially using your real cash that you worked hard for, correct?
Yeah, I had a situation like that in the past. And it wasn't even directly with the debit. It was through my bank account, which is essentially the same thing.
That's the same thing.
There was no layer.
There's no firewall. Exactly. There's no real protection.
Yep.
They say that your money is protected up to $250,000 FDIC. Cool, but then it's like when you file a complaint, you still got to wait like 30 plus days for them to investigate and you get your money back. So, I mean, we've all been in this instance in situation where we've lost our debit card.
100%.
And that it's almost like it puts you in a panic. You go into a panic, you go into a shock because all you're thinking about is, I want to check my bank app and I want to make sure ain't nobody swiping my card.
100%.
Because now my mortgage is at risk, my car note is at risk, my utility, everything that I work hard for is at risk because if somebody get that card and I don't shut it off fast enough, they're gonna use my money and I gotta wait for the banks to go 30 to 45 days to investigate to give me my money back, right? So that's problem number one. Whereas if it was a credit card and you lose your credit card, you like, it ain't my money. That's the bank's money. I don't care. Like, if they use it, they use it. I'll go to sleep peacefully at night knowing that my credit card has been lost. Yep. And I wasn't really mad, but if I called the credit card company, they would say, don't worry about it, Mr. Dion. We're gonna shut the card off. And if there's any charges, we'll reverse them. But you'll get a new card in the mail. Yep. That's the way it go, right?
Yep.
I mean, just
every time.
Yep. But they don't do that with your money. You got to go through hell and high water. And so that's the first piece. The second piece is if I use my debit card, and you tell me, have you ever used your debit card and has it affected your credit score at all, ever?
No.
Okay, so with credit cards, you get to have a good positive track record of using credit because remember, it's a credit score, right? So if I'm using my credit card, then now I'm continuously building credit and I'm showing the banks that I'm responsible with the line of credit that you have given me.
100%.
So if that's the case, then I'm building credit with my debit card. I'm just spending cash. There's no real end game or there's no real benefit. Yeah. There's no value behind using my debit card. So if I use my credit card, I'm showing that I'm responsible. I'm able to spend money. I'm able to pay it back. And so with that, what happens is my credit score goes up. I'm building credit. As a responsibility, the relationship is growing with me and the bank. So when I want to go to the bank and ask for some more money, guess what they do? They give me more money. Does that make sense? Right?
It totally makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It totally makes sense to me. There was a time in my life where it didn't make sense. I ain't gonna hold you.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had to learn information that Dion is giving us right now.
Yep.
Maybe there's some people out there that are watching this. This is new to you.
Absolutely.
It was new to me.
Yep.
At one point.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I had to, wean myself off of the debit situation. You know what I'm saying? I think, depending on where you're from and the information you have access to, you're made to believe that you should use the debit card.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And that credit is not what you should be using. Where it's really the other way around. And
that's the problem because when it comes to credit, we have to unlearn, we have to relearn what we need to know because it's gonna help us. And I mean, I know, like you said, I know it's hard. It's hard to wean yourself off of what mama taught you, but don't allow, what you do know, keep for what you don't know. And so that's just really the concept.
That's a bar, bro.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like it's just real. It's that real when it comes to credit. Now here's the third piece. The third piece with credit is that talking about debit and credit cards is that with your debit card, when you swipe your debit card, do you get any rewards, any cash back, any reward points? Do you get any perks for using your debit card?
The only reward I get is what I just paid for. And it's not even a reward. if I'm paying a bill. That's not a reward.
That's
or
not
maybe
a reward.
it is.
That's not a reward.
Maybe it is, but that's what I'm gonna get.
That's not a reward.
That's it.
So the reason why I would never use a debit card, and I teach all my mentees and anybody that I meet to never use a debit card, because every time you use a credit card, I'm not gonna say every credit card, but I'm gonna say every time you use a credit card, they give you cash back and reward points. Those cards will literally pay you every time you're spending money. So let's just say, I'm gonna just throw a crazy high ball figure number out there. Let's just say you're spending $100,000 a year just to live your lifestyle, whether that's your mortgage, your car note, and everything else that you do throughout your life and run out of your multiple businesses, right? If you're spending $100,000, if you were spending that money through a debit card, we know that there's no reward for that.
Yeah.
We're not building credit. We're sacrificing our own money in the bank, and we're not getting any cash back and reward points. If that was a credit card that was, let's just say, giving you 2% cash back, then on $100,000, 2% of that, we got $2,000. So then now that's maybe that's a 1 month's of mortgage that you don't have to pay for the year.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a family trip to Disney World that you can take. Maybe that's a vacation that you 2 or 3 vacations that you want to be able to,
maybe that's
take.
an investment in crypto.
Maybe that's to start your business up.
Yeah.
It could be for whatever you want it for, so from that ideology and that perspective, you could kind of see how the debit card is almost needs to be kind of like extinct, so to speak, and credit cards need to be the new debit card.
What's up, y'all? It's Brendan Boyd, speaker, productivity coach, and host of the On the PRST Podcast, and I want to talk to you all about my brand new book, The 8 Secrets to Success Playbook. Now, this playbook is jam-packed with all sorts of value. So if you're a coach or a consultant or an expert and you're looking to 5x or even 10x your business, you definitely want to grab a copy of this playbook. I'm talking about conversions, lead generation, high-ticket offer, continuity offer, the power of speaking, the power of making a book for yourself, promoting, advertising is all in this playbook. So you definitely want to make sure that you grab a copy. Click the link below, get a copy of your playbook, and I'll see you on the other side. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So now I kind of want to go back to how you originally opened it up, right? Because you're talking about using the debit cards as leverage and then the funding.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the difference between lines of credit?
Yep.
Getting business funding, and then just using the card. You know what I'm saying? So because I can just use the card, and I have access to credit.
Yep.
I could get a line of credit.
Yep.
And then, you're telling me that I can also get funded. I can get some business funding. So what's really the difference between those 3 ways to actually get access to money?
To be honest, what I'll tell you is this: whatever credit, lines of credit, credit cards, whatever credit you can get, it's all money. And it all spends the same. So, like a lot of my clients, they'll say, okay, well, is this a line of credit or is this a credit card, a line of credit through a credit card? I want to know what it is. And I tell them all the time, I say, well, you said you need $200K. Whether we get $100,000 line of credit or we get $100,000 through a business credit card or what have you, it's all money, right? But the major difference is obviously with a credit card, these are considered revolving lines of credit. So whereas if you spend some money, then we're going to hit you with a minimum amount that you need to pay back every single month until you pay the debt off. With a line of credit, essentially, most of the time, that's where a bank will say, hey, listen, you qualify for up to X amount of many dollars. And then, hey, how much of that would you like? So you may qualify for a $100,000 line of credit. And you may say, well, I'll take the whole $100,000. And then what they'll do is they'll dump that whole $100,000 into your bank account. And so essentially becomes yours. Then you just have, it's kind of like a mortgage or a car note, right? You have it where it's an installment loan now, right?
Gotcha.
Well, they're going to say, okay, well, it's not revolving and you're going to pay a minimum balance. We're going to give you this line of credit. We're going to dump this $100K into your account. And what we want you to do is agree to pay us back X amount of dollars per month until the loan is actually paid off. Yeah. So, whatever you feel like you need best or whatever works best for you as an individual to whether it's to start growing, scale a business, it'll work out for you. Just chapstick right in the middle of that joint, huh?
Just chapstick right in the middle, man. You know what I'm saying?
My boy said he got to get to it.
Yo, listen, my podcast, bro.
I love it.
And y'all should do what y'all want to. So check this out. What is the misconception? Because I think you're hitting the nail on the head with this, right? At least this is what I got.
Yeah.
I got a new business.
Yep.
Right? I need capital to invest into my business so I can get the assets, the resources, then I can do business.
Correct.
Right? Or maybe I just need to start up.
Yep.
Are you basically saying, and I wonder if you guys are getting this too, are you basically saying that with a line of credit or access to personal credit cards, business credit cards, or some business funding, I could fund my own business?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because most people are looking for investors.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's 10K, 15K, 20K, 100K, 50K.
Yeah.
They're looking for investors, right?
Yeah.
They're more relaxed about even the thought that, you know what, I can actually set myself up to fund my own business. Right?
Yeah.
Not take on a partner.
Correct.
Not incur any issues that may come from that future partner if there is any separation or resentment or bitterness or somebody decides that they just don't, they don't want to hold up the end of the bargain.
Correct.
You could fund your own business.
You can fund your own business.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So a lot of people, like you said, the misconception is that I can't go into business by myself.
That's what I'm saying.
I think what we've seen, based upon our national global event, I'm gonna just put it in those words, that recently happened and a lot of people losing their jobs. I think that what we were able to see is that a lot of people started to go after their goals and dreams, which made people start opening up businesses. They were talking about it on the news recently. They were talking about how so many LLCs have been formed. Like the number was astronomical in regards to prior years, and a lot of that was you had from the janitor to the CEO losing their job, and so now they're like, you know what, I don't want to go through this feeling anymore. And so what people did was they started to form their own business, their own LLC. And they didn't go after no, at that time, there was nobody to invest in your business. Everybody was having money issues and problems, right? And so what they did was they started their own LLCs. And this is kind of like when we seen the SBA and the PPP wave come out, right? Where people were being able to get funds to start their own business. And there were some people that really did what they were supposed to do with the money, where they took that, and that was the infusion of them being able to start their business. And then what they did was they saw taking, let's just say, 100K and putting it into their business, their LLC, and starting themselves. An implosion took place where clients coming, business is happening, and let's just say, your that $100,000 installment loan was, let's say the repayment on that was 30 years at 2%. That could be as something as minimal as $300 a month. So you got a $300, requirement that you're required to pay, but you got $100,000 that you were just able to start and put into your business, and now you got a Turo fleet, you got an Airbnb, basically like a hotel, you know what I mean? Like, it's people that really were able to start their business. So when you think about business credit and business funding, you don't have to, it's not as drastic or as big as people think that it may be. Yeah. Because literally in my program, I teach people how to get over 100K in less than 100 days. And it's just a simple concept of being able to structure personal credit the right way, because you're going to have to PG, which is considered personally guaranteed. And then it's also a concept of being able to establish some form of business credit where you can populate a paydex score and let these other companies know that you're responsible enough as a business owner to start, handling these $15,000, $20,000, $100,000 lines of credit. So yeah, the misconception is obviously there, that people don't think that they can get the money and kind of get themselves started and start their own business, fund their own business themselves. You don't need an investor. You don't need to go through that. You can literally less than 100 days get a hold of 100K and invest it into your business and create you some residualized income, pay those people money back, and you got money coming in like clockwork that you can't stop.
Yo, and that's powerful.
Yep.
That's powerful because not only are you giving information, you're empowering the entrepreneur.
For sure,
right?
For sure.
To not only understand that, okay, you got funding, you can get your business off.
Correct.
But you don't need to take foreign money and have a foreign influence on how you may move and shake that may come back in the next 5 or 10 years and then impede the way that you want to move.
Correct. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you can really you could really just have your own thing set up, from the bottom up.
Yep.
Have your credit proper, your personal side, your business side, fund yourself, have your business set up how you want it to. And then some of the next stuff that I'm talking about through the mentorship is get into a position where you can step away, hire people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you can really enjoy life how you want to enjoy life.
Yeah. Imagine starting a business and you got, like me, I currently have, and it's just based upon my current need, but I know I need more, but my current need is I needed 4 VA. So I have 4 virtual assistants, and where they help me with the personal credit side, the business credit side, the business funding side. And so from that concept, I kind of got it self-automated. You know what I mean? There's some stuff that I still do, I do some consultations here and there because this is what I love to do and I'm good at it, right? And then you got to think, when you go to certain businesses, certain establishments, sometimes you want to see the owner. kind of like when you go do certain stuff, you like, hey, I came to see this guy. You don't want to go see somebody, let's just say, signing autographs, and they got an assistant there signing the autograph. It's like, bro, you just really watered down the transaction, right?
100%.
And so for me, I still do some of those consultations just to kind of welcome people and just kind of talk to them and inspire them a little bit, whatnot. But like you said, you can literally automate a business, and you don't even have to have a virtual assistant. Like I know some of my people in my inner circle where they have Airbnbs, they have Turos, and what they've done is they just kind of automated the process. Where like with an Airbnb, you can have it where your door got a lock code on it. So you don't have to be there. You can just send a person the lock code, they punch it in, they go in. You can send them, email them, have an automated email go out and tell them, hey, listen, thank you for checking in. This is how you check out. These are the rules and instructions to the house. And then they check out the same way. Then you have a maid come in. She sees that somebody checked in, they checked out. The maid come in to clean up. She set a different code. The next guest come in. It's all automated.
Yeah, that's seamless, bro.
And you out just on the beach somewhere.
That's crazy. So, what can people do after they have their business set up?
Yep.
They're working with you.
All right, cool.
Right? They're working with you.
All right.
You got the personally. You got the business. Everything is rocking.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What's the next level? What are other things that they can do with their business credit or personal credit in terms of like maybe starting new lines of income? You know what I'm saying? New flows, new opportunities.
Yep.
What else can they do?
I think we really just kind of talked about it, but I think what you really would want to do is, and this would be my advice to anybody, I think that if you're deciding to go into an industry that you're not familiar with, let's just say, now you got 100K and you know that you want to start a Turo fleet, or you got 50K and you want to start, like Airbnb, whatever it is that you're looking to get into. My very first thing that I would tell anybody is to get you a mentor. I would say, hey, look at a couple people that's in the industry that you're looking to get into, and be okay DMing them. Like me and your relationship started, you just DM me, was like, hey bro, like I love the energy, like let's tap in. I messaged you back, went from a phone call, and now we doing this interview.
Yeah, I'm in Chicago, y'all.
That's it. And it was like 2.5 weeks ago, maybe.
Yo, that's the power of a DM. I'm in Chicago.
You feel me? Like,
I paid. I spent my money.
Right. So I would definitely say get your mentor, because there's a lot of people that they're looking to go somewhere that they've never been. You talk about somebody that's working a 9 to 5, man, and you want to really go from kind of like how you went from California to here to Chicago. You couldn't have got into that plane and flew yourself here.
No, it's true.
That pilot was your navigation. It was your GPS. They knew exactly where to go. Yeah. They knew where they were going from and where to go, and they knew how to get there, how to land safely. And so if you want to be able to go from California to Chicago in business successfully, and you don't want to.
That's a pretty good analogy.
Yeah, you don't want to have no bumps, no bruises. You don't want to crash the plane, right? You can't get in the cockpit and fly. You can't. No. If you would have got in that cockpit and flew, you probably wouldn't be here right now, right?
Yo, let me tell you something. I don't get anxiety, but when I look at a cockpit, it got all them buttons, all them lights,
it's
all
crazy,
them switches,
bro. It's crazy.
I don't know what's going on.
So I need the people to understand that getting to entrepreneurship, I don't care if you got $1 million. You're going to screw the bag up.
Yeah.
You can have $1 million, you can have 100,000. I can show you how to get 200,000, $250,000. You could screw that money up if you don't get you a mentor and you try this thing by yourself. Because that's just like you sitting in the cockpit and you going literally, you got to, and look, the people that's on there, you going to kill them too.
Yeah.
So, and those are the people that's depending on you. That's your spouse.
Yep.
That's your kids. That's your mom. People are rooting for you. They depending on you. So you gotta literally say, hey, listen, Mr. Pilot, I don't know how to fly this thing. And your pilot and your navigation, your GPS system is gonna be your mentor. So if I don't know how to start an Airbnb business, or if I don't know how to start my own self-automated credit repair company, I'm going to go to a mentor and they're going to tell me, hey, listen, I've already flown before. I've already been where you at. I know how this thing go. I put in enough time and enough hours in order to get the proper results. That's why I'm at 6, 7, or 8 figures right now. That's why I'm at. Yeah. And so let me navigate you, and don't worry about the cost that they tell you that you have to pay them to get into their mentorship program, because cost is only an issue in the absence of value. Yeah. So if I'm going to pay you $5K for you to mentor me for the next 30 to 60 to 90 days, but you're going to give me all of the information compiled at one location for me to literally take it and execute on it and get 6 or 7 or 8 figures how you're making it now, why wouldn't I pay that? It doesn't.
100%, yeah.
It doesn't. So you're going to just navigate me. You're going to stop me from making all of the mistakes.
Yep.
Crashing, burning,
Wasting time,
wasting money, right? You're gonna stop. You're gonna help me avoid and minimize all of my mistakes and maximize my success and compound the time frame. So why wouldn't I get me a mentor?
Yeah, only someone that's not thinking clearly, I think, would be someone that wouldn't invest in a mentor.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the first step. Like, everybody want to do it themselves. They think they got the game figured out. Like, they really do. Like, and I'll say this too, and I mean, hopefully I don't offend nobody, but I think that if you're going to have a mentor, your mentor should probably have a mentor.
100%. I say that all the time. I got a coach.
I got a coach
I'm
too.
a coach too.
And I'm a coach too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
your coach ain't a coach.
Coach's coach.
Your coach ain't a coach unless you got a coach. Yo.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I mean, like, listen, if you don't work with anybody, that's the first thing I would ask. Like, if they're like, nah, man, I got to sewn up, then you want to get off.
I got something else too for this mentor thing.
Let's get it.
Please make sure that if you're going to get you a coach or you're going to get you a mentor, somebody that's going to navigate you from A to Z and take you somewhere you've never been, please make sure that they really been there. Because it's some people, it's some internet people.
No, for sure.
And they'll steal my picture, your picture, they'll collab it all up and they'll post it like it's their receipts.
That's true.
And now you got somebody that's leading you who ain't never been. So they just basically just finessing and faking the game. Or you got people that will say, hey, listen, I can get you to 6 figures and they've never been there. So it's just like, you got to get somebody that can give you some receipts.
Yeah, because some people are getting to the 6 figures on just selling the opportunity to get to 6 figures, and that's how they got to 6 figures. They didn't get to 6 figures.
See what I'm saying?
Anything. They got to 6 figures selling.
They sold you a lot. They might got the rental cars and they got the Airbnbs and they look. It look good. It look good from the gram. It look good from the book. It looks good. But that's not the true lifestyle. Like you said, they're hitting their 6-figure goals and dreams by telling you that they can help you hit your 6-figure goals and dreams. So
100%.
I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Get you somebody that can show you some receipts because that's going to be critical to your success. Because when you down and out and you hurting, when you crash that plane and it's time to get back up, the coach got to be in the corner.
100%.
He got to, like, when you a boxing, you get smacked in the face, you hit that canvas, coach got to get you back up. You got to go to the corner. They got to get you back going. If coach never been down, how he going to get you up?
Yo, that's a fact.
If you're a coach, consultant, expert, or specialist, there's only 3 things that you need to take you from where you are right now to where you want to go. And those 3 things are this: a roadmap, consistency, and the right coaching. So if you're coachable, if you can follow a roadmap, if you're ready to be consistent, I invite you to jump on a call with me or someone from my team, and we can lay out the play to get you from where you are now to where you want to go. But I'm gonna be honest, not everyone is ready. This system isn't for everyone. This is only for someone who is ready and willing to be committed, who can follow a roadmap, and who is coachable. So if that someone is you, I invite you to jump on a strategy call with me or someone from my team. We'll lay everything out for you. All right? My name is Brennan Boyd, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, man. So what's really next for you? You know? Because I don't know if everyone knows, but you're doing this, you're helping all these people out.
Yep.
You got a whole family, you're married, you know what I'm saying? What's the next level of your journey as far as your own goals? Because you're helping a lot of entrepreneurs get to their goals.
Yeah.
What does your goals look like?
To be honest, for me, it's really me just continuing to pour into people. I believe that my success is predicated on, being a servant leader. My mentor says it all the time, and this is why, I gravitated towards him. Shout out to Nehemiah Davis, my boy Neo, is that, he always talks about serving his way to success. And so it hit me because I had to realize that, like, that's me. Like, my success is predicated on helping other people. Like a long time ago, guy was like, hey, look, if you can help the people get what they want, need, and got to have out of life, I'll make sure you blessed with everything.
100%.
And so for me, I've always just continuously poured into, helping somebody else achieve and accomplish their goals. And so for me, what's next for me is just get better at that. You know what I mean?
Getting better at serving.
just getting better at serving, man. Just getting better at serving. Like I always, you know, a lot of times people hear me talk about my goals and the money that I'm making or the money that I'm going to make and stuff like that. But it's really just it's a concept of me just encouraging and motivating the people that I'm leading to show them that I'm leading from the front. But at the same time, I'm serving because I'm showing you what's possible. And then when you ask me how did I do it, I'm going to take the time to actually show you. I'm not the guy that just like, oh, look at what I'm doing. And then I'm not actually reaching back and showing the people. So for me, it's a combination of me getting better at serving, but not only that, me and you were talking about this, you know, the Cosby effect, you know, implementing, you know, your family and the roadmap to success and the process of being successful, because I think that there's a lot of people that are entrepreneurs who a lot of the success come from, you know, the home, because we sacrifice a lot. Like success ain't convenient at all. It's not.
No, it's not. It's not.
And you have to have people.
I got them early to come out here.
Yeah. And it's like, the same thing, you know, like for me, like I had to, like, this is time away from the fam, right?
100%.
So you have to have people that are at home that are understanding of that and that are supportive. So they have, like, your family and your environment, like, even for you, like, you have an environment of people that they give you energy. Like, when you talk to certain people and certain friends and stuff like that, they give you energy. And so the same thing for me, like my family, my daughter, my son, both my daughters and my son and my wife, they give me energy, bro. And so like you were saying, it's, you know, we have to include the people that, you know, are helping us throughout this journey and the process and show that, because there are a lot of married people. There are some single people that have those aspirations. Yeah. And they need to know that.
They got to see it.
They got to see and know that it's possible. You know what I mean? Like that success is possible with a family. Success is possible with kids. Success is possible even if you're single or you're dating somebody and you're serious, that unless you know for a fact that that person is a part of your demise and they're going to hold you back, it's still possible to have success and go into entrepreneurship. This is one thing that really trips me out, bro. You know, people be like, I ask people all the time, well, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you want to go into entrepreneurship, well, why don't you do it? And they say, well, I got a spouse, I got kids, I got a mortgage, I got a car note. And I say, bro, those are the exact same things that should motivate you to actually go out there and get it done. Because at the end of the day, it's just like you're sacrificing everything for the job and you're giving your family less time.
100%.
You're giving your spouse less time. You know, you're giving, maybe you're good at singing or dancing. You're not practicing that, you're not doing it, and that's your passion, that's something you love doing, but you're not doing it because of the job, right? Yep. So you have to reverse the effect and say, I'm not going to sacrifice everything that I really love and want to do for the job. I'm going to sacrifice the job for everything I want to do. So a lot of things that you're really fearful of, that scares you from going into entrepreneurship and betting it all on you, allow that stuff to, you know, motivate and inspire you to become an entrepreneur.
Yo, I felt that, bro.
That's crazy, right?
I felt that.
It's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You and another family, I think we talked about this earlier. Y'all almost made me want to have a family right now. Like, yo, hanging out with this guy and hanging out with my boy Levi. Shout out to my boy Levi and my boy Cisco and also my boy Cadis. These are all married men. Yeah. With kids, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I keep hanging out with married men with kids. I guess I'm going to end up a married man with kids.
That's how birds of a feather do. They tend to flock together.
And that's really a great segue into success.
For sure, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's no way that you can hang out with people that are successful. Maybe they're doing better than you. Maybe they're just on a higher trajectory than you currently are at the moment.
Correct.
And you're not also going to be successful.
Correct.
You know?
Yep.
And conversely, if you're hanging out with people that are less successful than you or aren't doing anything, you're going to be the product of that too.
Hey, that's true. And so you asked me, you said, what should a person do when they get all that money? They got to get the mentor first, right? Yeah. And then what ended up happening is by default, because you got a mentor, 9 times out of 10, your mentor is going to either be involved in an environment that by default you're going to be a part of, or they're going to put you inside of an environment that you're going to become a part of. In the essence where, like with me, I have my mentorship where everybody who pays for the mentorship, right, they go inside of this private group, and now they're around all of these like-minded individuals they're all supporting, pushing, and motivating each other. So how can you fail when you got a mentor that's going to give you the roadmap? How can you fail when you got a family of like-minded individuals? You got 30 or 40 people that's holding you accountable on a day-to-day basis. How can you fail? It's almost impossible. It's kind of like you said, well, if your friends are LeBron James, Jay-Z, Oprah Winfrey, they're gonna be like, bro, you got to get it together. You can't hang with us. You're going to say, no, I'm going to hang with y'all. I'm going to get it together. What do I need to do? They're going to say, look, I'm going to send you this guy over there. Go see him tomorrow, and he's going to hook you up. And then all of a sudden, you're like, yeah, I made $100K this month.
Yo, it's either going to work or it's going to work.
It's going to work or it's going to work.
100%. All right, cool. So look, a little rapid fire situation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So, okay, cool. What's like the number one misconception about business credit?
That you can have trashy personal credit and still get qualified for business credit and business funding, and that's not true. It's true to a certain degree, but when we're talking about really getting money and really being able to scale and grow like a business credit in your business and getting funded, at a certain point in time, you're going to have to personally guarantee. And personal guarantee means that I'm going to co-sign for my business, and I'm saying that my business is going to sustain. We're going to make great money. And if that doesn't happen, I'll take the fall. You can bill me for everything.
Gotcha.
So you can't do that with bad credit. So that's a misconception.
Okay. Oh man, I got another question for you. I'll hold it to the end though.
Okay.
If you open up your own school, right? You can choose 5 things.
Yep.
That need to be in the school. What would the pillars of your school be?
5 things.
Yeah.
The foundations would definitely be. I would start with finances, and to be honest, it would be one subject with 5 pillars. It would be finances, 100%.
Okay.
So I would have the school based around financial literacy. It would be life insurance. That's crazy. Like people this is
sidebar. If you don't have life insurance, man,
you got to get you some.
Please research it, because what makes me sad is when people pass away and they get to GoFundMes. I hate GoFundMes, man. So look, if you're watching this, you don't have life insurance, we're not going to turn this to a life insurance podcast right now. Maybe I'll bring somebody on and they can talk about it.
I do life insurance.
All right,
too.
well, maybe I'll bring him back on and it'll be literally...
No. But look, I got an assistant. He handles all that, but you can bring him on. He'll do it. Yeah.
Just research it, y'all. Just research it. You don't want to GoFundMe, and it's literally the easiest way that you can guarantee your next generation has generational wealth.
For sure.
But we'll talk about that later. So
that's a selfless act. So life insurance, I would do personal credit.
Yeah.
I would do business credit. Now y'all watchers, don't get this confused, and I would do business funding, because those are not the same thing.
Personal credit, business funding, business credit.
Yes.
And life insurance.
That's 4.
Yep.
And then I would do how to effectively and properly start up a business.
Okay, no, those are good.
So we're gonna protect the legacy forever, because life insurance is, everybody talk about generational wealth and protect your legacy. Life insurance is the foundation of that.
It's the foundation.
We shouldn't be talking about this. Like that's just how. That should be a conversation that we shouldn't have to talk about, but we have to talk about it because some people don't have it. So it's life insurance, personal credit, business funding, and how to start a business.
That's a good ass school. I ain't gonna hold you.
You gonna come to my school? That's like Dominate the Decade University.
I'm gonna come to the school, and I'm gonna send my kids to the school.
You got to, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
The enrollment ain't free though.
Listen, I'll pay the ticket.
Hey, look, the reality is that it's okay to pay the ticket and feel good about it, because you got to think about it. Like I tell people all the time, like people like me and you, successful entrepreneurs, we're edupreneurs.
Yeah, 100%.
We're educating and we're entrepreneurs all in the same sense, right? And so, but people they would spend 4 years at a university, and over that time, they may end up paying at university $100K and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then now they graduate with this degree that probably get them a job making $40K, but then they struggling trying to pay back the student loans.
100%.
Why not just come to an edupreneur? Yeah. Because we're really replacing universities.
Yeah, 100%.
So you could just come to my university, come to your university, and tap into us as professors and pay our, let's just say, $5K fee. Yeah. And we not even taking $100K. It's $99,000 less.
And you're making money. Like in the first month.
Look, we got you.
Scam.
You see what I'm saying? Like we got you graduating in less than like 90 days. You in that 90-day time frame while you're learning, you're earning too.
100%. 100%.
So like you said, so what's really the scam? Like people be like looking, oh man, y'all scamming those other entrepreneurs. Come on, bro. No. You got scammed. You went to that university.
100%.
You gave them all your money, and you gave them 4 years.
They made you feel good because they gave you a certificate at the end.
They gave you that little paper.
They put it in a little frame.
I've never used mine.
You know what I'm saying?
I never used mine.
Listen, the thing about it is crazy, and we're still in rapid fire round, by the way.
Talk to me.
But the thing about it is crazy is that when you actually go get the job, do they even research that you even graduated?
Nah, bro.
So like it's a whole what's the point?
Back in the day, they used to. There was this thing, and I noticed because when I used to do district manager and store manager work, we had this thing called like the work number or something like that. Well, we used to be able to go on and punch in your social, and it'll bring up like your whole little like life. Or
but they stopped that.
Yeah, nobody used that. It's like may the best man win at this point. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so cool. Reading.
Yep.
What's the current, like either, okay, I'll give you an option. What's the current book you in right now?
Yep.
Or what's 1 or 2 books you would recommend people dig into?
All right, so let me have a transparent moment for the people so I want people to really know me.
Yeah.
I always keep it hot. Humble, open, and transparent. So this is a transparent phone.
Keeping it hot.
I always keep it hot, bro. So transparent moment. I'm not a reader like that. And the reason why is because when I start reading, I start to go to sleep. So like reading puts me to sleep. So I'm not like a reader like that. Like I let my wife do all of the reading and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily have a book that I'm in or a book that I could potentially recommend. But what I will say is my mentor always talks about a book called Eat That Frog. And he always talks Eat That Frog. Okay. I think the author is Brian Tracy or something like that. And he was talking about how the book just kind of, and so I'm gonna recommend this because he always talked about it. He talked about how the book just kind of puts a person into the perspective and the mindset of being able to kind of get over their fears and get over that hump. And it's just kind of like, just eat that frog. Like, just do it.
Just do it.
Just like, it's just kind of like, just do it. Like, what are you afraid of? Like, why are you so fearful? Why are you letting stuff hold you back? Just go and just do it. Just execute. Don't worry about nothing else.
Take the imperfect action.
Take the imperfect action, bro. Just eat that frog. That's it. So that's what I would recommend.
So eat that frog.
Eat that frog, bro.
Cool. All right. And then, man, I think this would be a good one.
Yep.
If you had to start it all over, would you be in the same industry or would you do something totally different?
Wow, that's a great question, bro.
I told you it was a good one.
Same industry. And you gonna ask why, right?
I mean, sure. Tell us why.
The reason why is because I have a deep foundational passion for financial literacy, and I've always been good with numbers. Like math was my favorite subject in like high school and in college. Like when I tell you like a dog walk math, like I don't know why, I don't know how I'm good at numbers. It's like I could not go to class and you can give me an exam and I would pass it. Like I remember in college, one of my best friends, his girlfriend, she was like, hey, I'm struggling with this math and I heard you're really good at math and I don't know, like I got to do like this exam and like I'm struggling. And so I'm looking at it and I literally like did the whole joint in like probably like 30 minutes. It was like probably like 50, 60 questions, right? She was just like, all right, bet. So then she goes to research the answer. She said, now listen, I'll tell you this. She said, you passed. You got like an 80% right. She said, but like how you figured out these answers, I've never seen this kind of like work. Yeah. She said, but they were the right answers. She said, now the way that the work was supposed to be done was no way that it's not what's supposed to be. Like the professor probably wouldn't accepted your work because, you know, you got to show the work. Like they start getting to the point where the answer just wasn't good enough. Like as kids, you can say,
how'd you get it?
How did you get it?
How'd you get there?
So like the way I get answers, I can't tell you how I get the answer, but I'm going to get the right answer. Like I'm good with the numbers. And so, you know, from that perspective, it would just be financial literacy because people have always leaned on me when people say, hey, look, you think that should I buy this car right now? Okay, well, how much money you got in the bank? And, you know, what do your finances look like? And how much money you making? You always kind of make the numbers make sense for people. So from that perspective, it would be the same. It wouldn't change because I have a deep like passion about financial literacy and being able to help people understand how important managing your money is, saving money is, having emergency funds, and just all that financial literacy. It's the key to life. I don't care what 100%. You do. If you can't manage your money the right way, and if you can't understand how to, you know, properly control your spending habits and your money, you're going to always forever be broke. It's a mindset. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like even millionaires go broke because they don't know how they mismanage money. It's easy.
Just because a millionaire doesn't mean you understand financial literacy.
Correct. If you're not a millionaire here, you're not a millionaire here. It's that it don't work that way.
Cool. I mean, that was a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. So I want to end on this. And I want you to look right into the main camera. Main camera.
I'm with it. I'm with it, bro.
Giving the juice.
I'm with it, bro.
Tell them all about what Dominating Decade is.
Oh, man. All right, cool. So as you know, my mentorship group is Dominate the Decade Mentorship Group. And so when I decided that I was going to start a mentorship group, I just kind of had a moment to where I realized that I got so many calls, so many emails, so many texts in regards to, hey, I need your help. I want to talk to you. I got a business plan. I got a business idea. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I say, you know what? I was spending so much time like on the phone talking to people and helping people with that. I decided that it was time for me to start a mentorship program. And so when I went and I was praying about it and asking God, should I really do this for one? And then if so, what am I going to name it? What am I going to call it, right? It needed to be something that makes sense. And so I had a moment to myself and I was praying and I had told God, I said, man, you know, this was like a couple of years ago. I said, man, I really want to get to the point to where I can show people that a person of my caliber, where I come from, you know, my background, my experience, I can be a multimillionaire, right? And so I was praying and I'm like, well, why, you know, I'm like, why am I already not a millionaire, right? And so God was like, well, you are. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, you actually be a millionaire, right? And I said, yeah. And he was like, well, if you look over the last 10 plus years, over the last decade, you've made over $1 million. And I said, wow, okay. I said, that makes sense. And I said, well, dang, maybe I just was praying and asking for it wrong. Maybe I need to be a little bit more intentional, right? Yeah. And so I said, all right, cool. I said, so now I don't want to spread out over a decade.
I don't want the million spread over 10 years. Let me get it all at one time.
You see what I'm saying? Because like you got to think, I was a young kid working at Sprint and stuff at T-Mobile when I was making $100K plus a year, you know, and that was over the last 10 years. And so I'm like, man, I did touch an M, but it wasn't within a 12-month cycle. So then I started to change the way I prayed. And so inside of that, he was like, okay, I get the prayer now. I get what you're saying. And so that's where Dominate the Decade Mentorship Group came from, because he said, listen, you've already made it. And I said, dang, I've been dominating the last decade. I've really been getting to it. Like I had to be a little bit more appreciative and understanding of my situation. I was asking wrong, but I still it was a blessing. Like I had dominated the last decade. Yeah. So I said, you know what? I'm going to show people how to dominate the decade too. And so what Dominating the Decade did for me is it actually set me up to where I'm at, because a lot of people, they look at me and they say, well, oh, you could do anything and you're successful and blah, blah. No, the last decade set me up. Yeah. I'm the same guy that 10 years ago, when I went to work, I went there happy. I was like, I wanted to go to work and I wanted to be the best #1 seller, the #1 store manager. I wanted to be I was like the perfect employee. And so when you kind of have that foundational principles of, you know, working hard and earning everything that you deserve, you know, it's a concept like that carried over into what you see now. Like all of the leadership years and experience and working hard that I put myself through working a job, it translated into entrepreneurship. And so me realizing that I dominated the last decade, that's where the name came from. And so I started my mentorship group, just telling people like, you need to literally dominate your decade. Whatever your decade means to you, you need to dominate it, because it's going to set you up for the rest of your life. Like I'm in a position where now my brand speaks for itself. The credibility is there. The following is there. Like it ain't too much that I have to say where people going to say, yeah, that guy, he know what he doing. The experience is there, you know. So I've dominated the last decade. Now in return, I want to show other people how to do the exact same thing.
I like that. So if they want to tap in with you, they want to get into the membership, if they want to dominate their next decade.
For sure.
How are they able to do that?
Yeah. They can follow me on Instagram at Mr. Phenomenal Power. That's Mr.Phenomenal the way it is spelled and Power the way it's spelled. You can tap in with me there, shoot me a DM, or you can click the link in my bio, and it's literally right there. You can click the link in my bio. I'm pretty sure you're going to put the links in this video. It's going to be down at the bottom. So they'll be right at the bottom, or you can click the link in my bio. You can purchase out my ebooks, or you can get right into my mentorship program. And it's literally only right now, if they get it now before the price go up, it's only $2,000. I mean, it's that's super cheap, right? That's cheap. But like me and you talk, I have to go up on the price because it's so much value there. I mean, it only makes sense to go. But I kept it at $2K for a while because, you know, again, I prayed about it and, you know, I just didn't feel like it was time for me to take the number up. But very, very soon, the number will be going up, and rightfully so. But they can tap in with me there and get all of the information and get into the program and take advantage of being able to dominate their decade. And then on Facebook, I'm just at Dion Coopwood. That's it.
Listen, man, appreciate you, bro.
You know that. I got you.
On podcast, had to fly into Chicago to get the interview. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Listen, you guys, make sure that you tap into my guy, Dion. Make sure that you dominate the decade, whatever that looks like to you. Hopefully that means you're going to jump in this program so we can navigate you through like we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? My name is Brendan Boyd. This is the On the PRST Podcast. This is another amazing episode with another amazing guest. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Yes, sir.
If you're someone looking to level up in your personal life and also in your business, what if I told you there's only 2 things that you really need to focus on? Number 1 is your routines. If you knock down your routine each and every day, you're gonna be further along in your personal life. The other thing is your rituals. If you knock down your rituals, each and every day, you can be further along in your business life. And what if I told you don't have to do this all by yourself? You can be part of an impactful group that's looking to level you up and support you along your journey. What's in the group? Let me give it a sauce. I'm talking about a daily tracker to make sure you stay on point. We read books that impact your life in real time. You get access to a group community where we're there to support one another. And there's 2 group coaching sessions each and every month. And guess what? It's only $1 for 7 days, so you can try it out. And then after that, it's $89 a month. All this value. So click the link below, get in a group. Let's level up your life. Let's level up your business. Let's go to the next level.